The first step here is to do some math, and we need to calculate how much silver we're going to use. We have our silver bullion here. How much silver we're going to use for how much copper. Having done this already, I know that I've got 313 grams of silver right there. And so using a ratio finder that I got online, I know that I need to use 25.37 grams of copper to make an alloy where this is 92.5% silver, which is what sterling silver is. So I have this here, this is called copper shot. It's a 99.99% pure copper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear my scale. So this set to 0 with this piece of paper. And I've actually, to save time, measured out that exact amount, 25.3. And it's 25.37, so the scale is reading 25.4. But that's right on the money for my purposes. And so I'm going to put this back in here, and my forge is ready to go, and I'm going to start with that. So in the process, you'll see me adding this stuff. This is called borax powder, and that works as kind of like a flux that takes out any impurities. Of course, we're working with really high purity metal anyway, but if there is anything impure, that will take that out as well. So here we go. Okay, here we are at the furnace. This is an induction furnace, and it's currently hot to 1,150 degrees Celsius. So that's pretty hot. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up. Okay, some people may disagree with my methods here. I'm going to actually take the crucible out and add my silver here on the side. I'm just doing that because I want to keep the crucible from receiving the metal too quickly. Don't want to drop it, I want to slide it, so that's how I'm doing it. Other people might do it their way, kind of my way. And that is a hot crucible right there, glowing hot. So now I'm going to add my copper, and we're just going to let that back into the furnace. Okay, so we're about 2 minutes into this, and now I'm going to degas the metal a little bit. I see it's starting to melt, so I'm just going to poke this in there and make sure we don't have any pockets of air that would cause a problem for us later. So if you want to take a quick peek, hopefully I don't fry my GoPro. We're starting to get some melting. I don't know how if you can even see that, but we're starting to get some melting here, which is pretty exciting. And it won't be too much longer. I can see a metal pooling at the bottom of the crucible, so we're just going to let that continue to cook. Just a little bit, we'll be ready to pour. Okay, it's only been about 4 minutes, but as I look inside the crucible, I see that all of the metal is now turned into molten liquid. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this cold water bath here. We're just gonna pour it straight in, and we're gonna do that to make what's called Sterling Silver Cornflake, which is a tool we'll use later in future times to cast jewelry. But here goes nothing, and I'm sure some of you are freaking out seeing I don't have any sleeves on. I'm just kind of hoping for the best here. I don't have a whole lot of expensive foundry equipment, but we're just going to give it a go with what we have. So the crucible has a pour slot at the front, and I'm just gripping this here. I'm going to give it the best height I can. Turn this camera a little bit. We're just going to pour it like this. Okay, and that is the most of it. So awesome! It's kind of crazy to see this so hot. It's just red hot. But in the bottom of my bucket, I have got some beautiful sterling silver cornflake, and hopefully this water bath has done a good enough job to cool it down here. Look at that. And I call it cornflake because it kind of has that yellow, it kind of has a yellow from the reaction, but actually if you use this in a brine bath, this will become pure silver in color as well. So I was very pleased with the final result. It's exactly what I was hoping for, which is a sterling silver alloy of 99% silver, or sorry, 92.5% silver to 7% copper. So that is brilliant. Okay, for this final stage here, I've taken my Sterling Silver Cornflake, and I've made what's called jeweler's brine, which is right here. And jeweler's brine, lots of recipes on how to make this online. We're just going to do that. We're going to add some salt. I made a double batch of jeweler's brine. And just watch that color turn. Notice how quickly that turns color. It was gold, and now look, it's actually starting to look more like silver again. That's the power of acid. So jeweler's brine is made with vinegar and water, and then you add salt. But a little bit of acid there is going to remove sort of that burnt effect that was on the silver. So once that's had time to soak, what's left is just sterling silver in the pure form. And so this is great because this type of sterling silver here will be able to be easily measured and cast into other types of jewelry. And so that's a 92.5% pure silver. So now that we're done with the acid bath, we're going to do something really basic. If you know chemistry, I'm sorry, but we're going to actually put it in a base solution of just water and baking soda. And what that's going to do is just going to neutralize that mild acid that was there in the jeweler's brine, and just cause that reaction to stop so that I can safely store this sterling silver for a long time without needing to worry about it. So there's the final product. So I know some of you might be curious how I did in terms of a yield. So let's find that out. So let's take our scale here. We have an identical glass dish. We're going to tear that down to 0. And remember, we started this with 338 grams of total material. Let's see how much is left after everything. Oh my goodness, seriously. I expected quite a bit more loss than that. But here we are at exactly 338.6. I probably have a little bit of water weight in that, just knowing that I didn't fully dry this cornflake yet. But I am fairly pleased with that, an almost lossless pour here. So that is a really great solution, a good option for jewelers to have usable silver that they can easily break apart and melt in very specific amounts for specific jobs. So there it is.